They use the fact that most people think doctors are gods. And they think they practice primary health care when, in fact, they practice disease management, symptom suppression, crisis intervention, and life support system, but they don't practice primary health care. Primary health care is based on the appropriate use of food, water, air, and light, which is what nature has been using for 3.5 billion years to make bodies that work.
Right.
And because they're not trained in that, but they have, but they claim the territory of health care, even though they don't work it properly. They come out with some amazing pronouncements. We were told when I was in medical school, I only lasted a year, but we were told that a doctor should always sound as though he knows what's going on, even when he doesn't. So they basically were saying, if you don't know an answer, make one up.
Right.
And, the research is there. There's a ton of research.
What about the opposite end, the high-fat diets?
Yes.
The people that say, eat the steak, eat the
Yes.
this, eat the that, doesn't eat the bacon, eat the butter, load up on fat. That's the wrong kind of fat.
It is to some extent. Atkins made that famous, and you got to give him credit for proving that. I mean, he wasn't the first to do that. That was already known in Hippocrates' day, that diabetics should lower their carbohydrate intake. And it was known around the turn of the century. But Atkins pretty much made his living on that and did a good job of promoting the fact that high-fat diets don't make you fat and that they're helpful to diabetics because diabetics don't do well with carbohydrates. So what he said to people 35 years ago, he said, look, you're a meat and potatoes kind of person because that's what everybody ate 35 years ago. He said, just eat the meat, leave the potatoes. So he made it simple for them. But there are people who will get cancer and cardiovascular problems from a diet that gives you a lot of fat, but not the right kind. So when somebody says eat fried bacon and eat the fat on steak, they're not giving you good advice. What you need is not a high fat or a low fat or a no fat diet. What you need is the right fat diet. And if you're on a right fat diet, that means the oils are rich in omega-3 and omega-6 and the minor ingredients from oils. In other words, oils made with health in mind, and they haven't been destroyed by processing because care is taken to protect them from light, oxygen, and heat. And they come from organically grown seeds, so you don't have to overheat the oils to get rid of pesticides. If you get those fats, like I said before, you can go up to 60% of your calories, like the Eskimos did, and not suffer from fat-related diseases. So the right fat diet is what we need to be looking for. And far more important than removing the bad fats from the diet is to bring in and optimize the good ones. So the level of skin feel, they increase stamina, they increase performance, they lower most of the major cardiovascular risk factors. The omega-3s have anti-cancer properties. They are required for insulin function, so they work in insulin resistance. They keep your bones strong. They block the over-response of the immune system in autoimmune conditions. They decrease inflammation. They are required for gut integrity that makes allergies and autoimmune diseases less likely to happen, as well as gas and bloating and all of that comes from poor digestion. And we use digestive enzymes along with the essential fatty acids to work on the digestive system. What else? They make you smarter. We already talked about that. They enhance food flavors. They improve the absorption of oil-soluble nutrients from foods. They suppress appetite. They are exceptionally good for athletes or people who need more energy. We just finished a study in Denmark where we had a cyclist who used to do 90 kilometers a day. You know, what they do is they pedal to exhaustion, and that's how they build up their stamina. But within less than a month, this person was pedaling 146 kilometers to exhaustion. And what they find is we put them again on a tablespoon per 50 pounds of body weight, and when we take them off it, within 2 weeks, that boost in stamina that they get, that disappears. So it doesn't take long to get the stamina, and they're going up from 40 to 60%.
That's quite a jump.
It's huge. Nothing does it. They improve thyroid function, they improve adrenal function, they improve male and female hormone function and production. They are required for serotonin production, which is the feel-good neurotransmitter in the brain. They can be very helpful in premenstrual syndrome. So there's a ton of areas where the essential fatty acids are helpful in preventing and reversing degenerative conditions.
From the zone says you need the carbs, you just have to balance them with the protein and the fat. You should have about equal portions in terms of grams of each. Are you on that page as well?
No. The problem is that it's different for different people. If you're overweight or obese and you're sedentary, then maybe 40% of carbs is already quite a lot too much for you because you're not burning it. If you're an athlete, you could probably burn 70 or 80%. So to put one number on it for everybody is stupid. So what I recommend to people, it's really easy. How do you know you're eating too many carbs? You're getting fat. That means you got to lower them. How much do you need to lower them? Until your weight is normal. Now, is that complicated? And the diet for health should be number one, greens, because you can't get fat on greens. Plus, they're good for the cardiovascular system. Plus, they have anti-cancer properties. Plus, the magnesium they contain is also required for insulin function. Number two is good fats, anti-cancer properties, essential in the sense your body has to have them. Lower cardiovascular risk factor, make insulin work better, and increase metabolic rate and increase fat burning. Number three is protein, because your immune system and your immune proteins, your enzymes and your muscles are made from them, and again, you get essential nutrients from those. Then number four, make sure digestion works. We use digestive enzymes, especially high protease. because proteins cause most of the digestive problems when digestion isn't working. And then limit the carbs to what you burn. That's the thing. Take your minerals and your vitamins and your antioxidants and your fiber. We use mucilage fiber to stabilize blood glucose and detoxify. We call that, what do we call that? We call that the wholesome fast food blend. That'll eventually become the wholesome fiber blend. And, what else? Get your friendly microorganisms so that your digestive system, you don't get toxic bacteria causing you problems. But limit the carbohydrates to what you burn. There's nothing in carbohydrates you can't get elsewhere.